All right, everyone, welcome into the Lowdown Sports Show. This show is brought to you by the Basketball Podcast Network, presented by DraftKings. I'm your host, Drew,
I'm BJ.
and we're here to get the lowdown on all things basketball. Back once again for the 10th episode in season 3, as things just go by so fast, BJ. Time
Wow, it's
flies.
it's amazing.
10th episode of the season. 10th week of Texas high school football this year for us. Time is just a flying,
Seems
and
like it's flown by.
we're already 2 weeks into another NBA season,
Yes, we
and that's
are.
one of the things on tap for today's episode. And of course, what's on Drew's mind, BJ's best, and then talking some athletes unlimited for our
Yeah.
women's basketball side of things. They got some news, and we're going to talk about it and what it all means, and some with it or quit it. So, BJ, were you ready to go?
I'm ready, Drew. You were talking some smack earlier before the show about, oh, this is going to be a historic episode. I don't know what you mean by that, but we'll see. Let's get into it.
We shall see. We shall see indeed. All right, kicking things off with the NBA. Excuse me. NBA side of things, BJ, there's only one undefeated team left in the NBA, and it was a team that we unanimously thought was going to come away in the Eastern Conference, and is the Milwaukee Bucks. 3-0 right now. Before we dig into the meat of the standings, BJ, I got some questions for you.
Okay.
What is more surprising so far this season? The Utah Jazz being 4-1 and second in the West so far, or tied for first in the West, I should
Mm-hmm.
say, or the Philadelphia 76ers being 1-4 and uh, fourth to last in the East.
I'd say Utah. I mean, I think that yeah, we can talk about how it's been a little bit of a struggle to start the season for the Sixers. But I don't expect that trend to continue. I don't expect them to, be among the bottom dwellers for too much longer. They're going to rise back up, and they'll be a playoff team. It's been a tough schedule for them. You look at who they've started off with. They start off with the defending East champs and the Celtics. Then you had a game with the Bucks, who are still undefeated. The only one that's really surprising to me was that they lost to the Spurs at home last weekend. That's been the only real big kind of surprise. Then they went north of the border, lost to the Raptors. I don't expect that to continue. I really don't. I think that one aberration and two really tough teams to beat. Especially, they played the Celtics on the road, and they hosted the Bucks, as we've talked about how good the Bucks are, and you and I both expect a lot out of this Milwaukee team the rest of the way. I think it's more surprising that Utah is at the top of the West right now after 5 games, considering how much they lost. And, everybody kind of just wrote them off as, this is where they start to rebuild. But, they figured something out. They've started, buying in to the new coaching staff out there. And so far it's paid off. But you look at who they've kind of played, with the exception of maybe, the wins over the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, it's been a little bit of surprise. They beat the Pelicans in overtime, and then back to back wins over the Rockets is kind of expected. Um, so that's to me it's been the Jazz that've been more surprising.
And the Milwaukee Bucks, as we mentioned, who are 3-0, they're the only team in the NBA not allowing 100 points per game so far. Just 3 games,
Yeah,
just a few games, but I mean, Milwaukee looking sharp early against some good teams. And this is all without Chris Middleton, BJ, which they're going to be without him for a couple of more weeks, I believe, or a week and a half, at least. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be without him for a little bit more. And
yeah.
last year, when they were without Chris Middleton, they struggled. But now, this season, I guess because they were expecting it, they had time to prepare for it.
Hmm.
And that's been the difference for them so
Yeah,
far without
they're
Chris.
they're fourth in scoring margin right now. Through, I mean, it's only through 3 games, so there's going to be a lot of ebbs and flows with this season. But just kind of surprising, one of the teams that's above them has a losing record. That's the Dallas Mavericks.
Mm. Man, don't talk about the Mavericks right now. Yeah, I know it's tough, and how we're losing is just it's sad. If we just we'll, we'll talk about them at another time.
We'll talk about them.
I'm gonna dig into the meat of the Mavericks right now, but um, some more things going on within this NBA season so far. We still got three teams that haven't won a game, and one of those is to be expected, the
Yeah,
Orlando.
yeah.
Not a good ball club. We expected them to be bottom of the barrel anyway, and they are, and they're 0-5.
Well, I mean, and it's not through lack of trying. I mean, Paulo Banquero is still doing
Open.
rookie of the year kind of stuff
Well,
on a
good.
night by night basis.
Yeah, well, and Paolo. We'll get to him in a bit as he's trying to, gun for rookie of the year and do some legendary things as a rookie. Um, you know, they just he didn't have a lot of help.
Yeah, no,
It's as simple as that. And Sacramento Kings, as to relatively be expected.
yeah.
Um,
Unfortunate. We want them to kind of be in that next step up, but
they just can't do it. They
yeah,
just
can't.
same old Kings.
Same old Kings, man.
They don't have to get a big trade and get a big fish, and
I
it's
was just say, I mean, two of the losses are to be expected with the Clippers and the Warriors, but
hmm
maybe they could have beaten the Blazers.
I
Maybe.
mean, maybe not these Blazers. These Blazers are 4-1,
Yeah, looking
but
the part right now.
yeah. And the last winless team, the LA Lakers. Oof.
Yeah,
BJ. LA
yeah. That's
Lakers.
a bit surprising.
Yeah, and speaking of the LA Lakers, I don't watch this show anymore, but there's a guy with a rather large forehead, not as good of a hairline as me. His name is Stephen A. Smith. He
Oh,
had
I've
a
heard of him.
little he had a little something to say about the LA Lakers and what's going on.
Do you remember, Jay?
You said trade LeBron. I remember it.
And everybody.
I remember it.
And everybody got on me.
Yes.
Remember that?
I do.
I went viral, and everybody's attacking me all over social media. It seems sacrilegious. How do I look right now? You know something? As I tried to explain to people, I wasn't saying trade LeBron James because it's LeBron James' fault. What I was saying was he's the only thing of value that you have. You're the Los Angeles Lakers. You're Jeannie Buss, who I adore. And all of us love Jeannie Buss, okay? Jeannie, you're gonna have to do this. The Lakers are just not good. So I would say to you, again, this is not a knock against LeBron. LeBron is LeBron. LeBron can go to a multitude of teams, and you put LeBron on 5 teams, 7 teams, maybe 10 teams, instant championship. What I'm saying to you is this, Eugenie Buss, especially since you might contemplate selling the team. Who knows? I don't know. Lakers are on a fast track to nowhere. They could actually start the season. Have you looked at this schedule? Let me say this last point, Molly, and then we can end this. The Lakers might actually start off the season 0-11.
Wow.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
0-11.
0-11. I mean,
Dude,
have we looked at this? Have we confirmed this?
man, that's an interesting. I mean, we might as well take a peek at this point.
Well,
That's
so
interesting information. So,
next game's at the Timberwolves. That's
they could
certainly a
very well
losable
lose
game.
that.
Nuggets at home, certainly a
Mhm.
losable game.
Yep.
Go into November, Pelicans at home,
You know,
certainly a
yep.
losable game.
Utah winning right now. They might
Well,
slip.
yeah, but talent-wise, I would say that could be a victory. So
They
maybe
couldn't
not.
lose. They would not lose twice to Utah. Not these
No,
Utah guys.
no,
So
I
I
don't think
think
so.
at worst, if they lost to Utah the first time, they could go 1-5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0-9.
Yeah, they got the Cavs, the Clippers, and the
Man,
Jazz again, as you
that's
said,
rough.
with their first team that Stephen A. thinks that they could beat, or first team that he's predicting a win against, is the Sacramento Kings on Veterans Day here in a couple weeks.
That is nasty work.
That's oof. That's gross. I mean, it's certainly possible, but I
They're
don't
not
think
gonna have many wins. I think the
no
most they could have by that point is like
3, 4,
3,
yeah,
4 if you get a little
both
upset
over the
win over
Jazz.
like
Yeah,
Minnesota or something, and both of the Jazz. Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, like,
Wow.
ugh, man.
Uh,
By
so
Thanksgiving, there's no way they have a winning record.
I don't think so either. This just
I wish there were
bizarre.
bets you could put
You,
down
you
on
saw
that.
the on the screen how bad they've been shooting the ball from deep. That's certainly not helping. This is the first time they've started 0-4, Drew,
Hmm.
since that 2015-2016 season. That's just the Lakers. LeBron hadn't had this since his rookie year, so this has been going back 19, 20 seasons now. Last time that the Lakers started a season 0-4, Drew, they finished 17-65, and this
Ooh,
this LA Laker team much more talented than 17-65. So
17-65.
yeah, is it just something that LeBron needs to step up and be a little bit more aggressive? Is that something that you've noticed with him? Is that he's trying to distribute more and his teammates are letting him down?
I mean, he's vowed to be more aggressive. So I mean, if LeBron's saying he needs to be more aggressive, I mean, you could make the case that he hasn't been aggressive enough.
Mm,
But I mean, he's got to be to an extent to where I mean, you got to start talking about him in MVP conversations again. He's got to be that aggressive, like
yeah,
for just for the way they're so badly constructed right now, and they're shooting, I think it said 22.3% from three through those first 4 games so far this season.
something like
That
that.
is the
Yeah,
worst in NBA history for a team to shoot a 3-point percentage by in the first 4 games. That's just gross. I mean, like,
it's
oh,
gross.
him, and Anthony Davis, like, players, superstars gonna have to be superstars and like just will their way past these teams, like Minnesota with all the talent that they have out there. I mean, that's gonna be hard, and then Denver is maybe winnable. It just got to play nuclear, and then how tired are you going to be? Like, if LeBron is not going to be able to endure this throughout the course of the season and be able to do
Mm,
anything for you in the playoffs, if he's got to go crazy like this and
yeah.
play at that level, because he's going to be tired. Like, he's going to
Well,
need these other players to step up, or I mean, they just got to move on, like Stephen A. said.
yeah. Well, the
And
question becomes at this point, are they already, kind of behind the eight ball in terms of playoffs? Did they, can they go on that run? And what does this do? LeBron won't admit it, but there are some numbers he's chasing after. He's chasing after Kareem and that number one
scoring,
spot.
trying to
In
move up
all
the assist record, I believe a
hmm
couple of spots is all he can do.
Yeah, so right now that's kind of putting him behind pace because of how slow of a start they've gotten off to.
Hmm.
Is he even going to break the record with the Lakers at this point? Do they end up trading him? Do they keep him around and if he starts going nuclear as you said, is he able to stay fully healthy and does he miss another significant portion of time or is he not 100% for
Send him to
most of the season?
Orlando to play with
But
Paolo Banchero.
man,
And
that's not one of the teams I think
uh,
Stephen A meant,
no, it's not gonna
championship
happen. That's
contender, but
bottom
that
of
would
the
certainly help
barrel.
them out.
Let's see, where could LeBron go that could trade things to get him? Hmm. Championship contender, you say? I mean, I guess just while they're in position right now, send him to Washington. They're 3-1. If they just keep winning right there, they'll be good.
Oklahoma City's
Him,
got a
Bradley
lot of young
Beal,
talent, and the
Kristaps
ones that they
Porzingis.
can hold on to, they might be able to
I don't
make a
know if they
run.
want to keep him in the conference though.
No,
Might want to ship him back east.
yeah,
If he stays in the conference, Dallas Mavericks are like, hey, what's up?
yeah, that's something that has been talked about too. Is that
Mm,
he might sign as a free agent here as opposed to getting traded here. I don't think anybody really thought that they would that LeBron would be on the trade market, and I don't think he will be. But
I,
if he is,
I think LeBron's got to go to a major market team at this point.
mhm,
Like the only exception ever in his career was Cleveland.
yeah,
So
and
like
that's
he's
because
he's
it's
not going to take an Oklahoma City, a
yeah,
Sacramento, a Utah,
yeah,
not even a Portland probably.
no, no.
So it's got to
Um,
be like, hey,
so
send me to the Knicks.
net, so the Nets, the
Send
Knicks,
me back to Cleveland with this arsenal of players.
yeah, maybe
And
maybe
and
a
maybe they ship off like Okoro, Rubio, and I don't know, Kevin Love to LA.
you know how weird it would be and kind of a disgusting look if he got traded to Chicago.
Oof, man.
You talk
I
about,
mean,
you
they
know,
need somebody. Well, they wouldn't. Chicago wouldn't get any better.
no,
They don't have anybody to play defense. The one guy that did is still hurt and he can't walk up the stairs.
yeah,
So, and before we get out of this NBA stuff,
mhm,
the two-time MVP Nikola Jokic,
yeah,
my friend, is going insane, and I'm so glad he's on my fantasy team in our fantasy league, BJ, because he's keeping me on top. And he's putting up big time numbers. He might, dare I say, three-peat. I don't. At this pace,
maybe.
how can you deny it? Especially if the Nuggets are winning. But
It's still early. It's still early. Did you want to play this clip of him
but
going on?
he did go crazy.
Because if you play with Jokic, you have to just be aware of that. How fast he's going to get the ball out.
He powers that one up and in, plus a foul. He just out-muscled Anthony Davis for the basket and one.
I'm really, really excited about the way this is going to finish.
Jokic gets past Davis and throws it down. Says that's in your face, Richard.
Oh, there's my guy on the rush. So there's a lot of additions to this team. Already didn't play mini games with Aaron Gordon, excuse me. So it's just going to be an impressive stretch there. And you see this, when these boys get out, there is no center in the league that can start a fast break.
All good, Scotty. Talk as long as you want. 86-79, Denver leading, although no points for Denver here in the fourth quarter. Jokic with the putback. And finally, Denver on the board here in the period. Murray with good defense takes it away. Jokic ahead to Brown. What a steal!
The other ones, the Lakers got to put him in a position to be aggressive.
Jokic.
That's just dirty.
Knocks it down.
That's
31 for Jokic.
That's the one. And just an all-around struggle again for the Lakers. And I hate to keep harping on it, but I'm going to harp. This team is not a great three-point shooting team, but Nikola Jokic is a great passer. Jeff Green, great off-ball movement cut.
Man.
Oh,
Jokic
man.
in this game, BJ, had 31 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 steals.
Nasty passes, too, man. That especially that last one. My goodness.
Man, I was
From
talking
a
about maybe
center.
they could beat the Nuggets. I don't know.
From
maybe,
a center.
maybe they can't.
I don't know. I don't think
I
they
don't know
can.
about all that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
I
But
don't think
geez,
so.
Jokic
The way,
is-
I mean, maybe at home, but even
Just
then it's gonna be
imagine
tough.
if you get Jokic some 3-point shooters out there. Man,
Yeah.
golly. Get the Lakers some 3-point shooters too. They need them. Where are all these 3-point shooters hiding at? They're not in the league anymore. Nobody wants to shoot threes?
They're up in San Francisco.
Ah, okay. Yeah, they are. They really
Splash
are.
Brothers.
Yeah, wherever Kevin Herter went as well.
Yeah.
Him too. All right. Well, that is a fair bit of our NBA news, but we're gonna hit our rookie ladder before we move on.
Mhm.
Just quickly, BJ, is anybody ahead of Paolo Banchero?
No.
Giving him a run for his money?
No, not to this point. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on it as we go along, but right now he's that top rung with good reason. I mean, you see what he's been able to do, and they haven't been successful as a team, but it certainly hasn't been through for a lack of trying if on Banchero's part.
Yeah, he has been going to work, and he went to work recently, dropping 29 for the Magic.
The shot clock is off. Banchero in toward Mitchell. Twist, hangs, and scores. The number 1 overall pick in the most recent draft leads the Magic in scoring. He has 8 through 12 minutes of play as the Cavaliers own this 30-24 lead. Guarded by Mobley, waits for a Wagner screen, gets switched on to by Wade. Banchero keeps that dribble, twirls down the lane, dumps off to Wagner. Boy, that was a terrific pass as Wagner lays it in.
Wagner changing sides of the lane when Banchero took that spin move in the third quarter. Just 10 in the third quarter, so a big adjustment there.
Banchero stops. The shot clock winding down. Cans a 3. Anthony's seen enough of the veteran Neto, and now he has nearly knocked it away from Banchero. Banchero down the lane, puts it up and in, draws a foul, and Banchero has a chance for 3.
And that's exactly what Banchero did against the Knicks in their last game.
Wade has 12 points, all via the three. He's 4 of 7 from long range. Banchero over Levert. Got it. Banchero now has a game-high 21. Levert leans on Wagner. Banchero works on Mobley. Physical drive, missed the shot, and he tips it in. Continues to be on the mend, and we'll see if he's available as Banchero goes down the lane.
Duke Nation. That's all I got to say. And that's all.
I was gonna say only other rookie that we haven't talked about that's kind of close, still second wrong to me, is what Benedict Matherin's doing up in Indiana.
Oh yeah, Indiana stinks, but he's hooping with 20 points a game.
Same with Orlando and Banchero. Same thing.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for BJ's Best.
All right, thank you, Drew. As always, for BJ's Best, I look for things that are, things that I find interesting or intriguing. Maybe not necessarily the best of humanity, even though it is called BJ's Best, but definitely something unusual this time around, Drew. So, we've all got stuff that we enjoy to drink, every now and again, right, Drew? Wouldn't you say?
That is true.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, I've got a glass of water over there. I've been trying to drink a lot of water, but every now and again, I'll slip up, in air quotes, and
Red
and
Diamond sweet tea for me.
Oh, there you go. That's a dangerous combination right there. But every now and again, I'll slip up and I'll have a soft drink, and or something different, that we won't necessarily get into. But it happens. And so I enjoy Dr. Pepper every now and again.
Oh yeah, good soda.
Yeah, good soda. Maybe like back in the days where, what's up?
Pib is better.
Oh, that's not a debate you want to get into right now.
It's very delicious.
I mean, it's all right. It's not Dr. Pepper.
Don't underestimate Pib.
I don't. I've drank Pib for a number of years, but Dr. Pepper is Dr. Pepper. So
fair.
So anyway, back when I used to do overnights, every now and again, I know every now and again I would get a Mountain Dew because I just needed that wow kind of energy burst to
Mountain Dew does that to you?
Yeah, just
okay.
I mean, do you know how much sugar is in a Mountain Dew, Drew?
Actually, I do not.
It's like 50 grams. It's at least like 10 or so more. But it's one of the most high sugar soft drinks you can get, and it does a really good job of at least for me. It always would help me stay awake and everything like that because I don't drink a whole lot of energy drinks.
Noted. Anytime on a road trip with BJ, get him Mountain Dew if he's driving.
You want me to bounce off the car walls or whatever?
Pew, pew, pew. Hey, as long as you're awake.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so the reason I bring up Mountain Dew is, I know it's not everybody's preference. Drew, you like Mountain Dew?
The OG Mountain Dew, it's all right. I'm not gonna go get it at the fountain and anything. I got a lot of other drinks I prefer.
Yeah.
I like the bottle. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. I was just gonna say, I mean, so you don't hate it necessarily.
Right. So like, if I don't know if there's a drink sitting there and I need a drink, Mountain Dew's right there, I'll definitely drink a Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Well, could you imagine hating a soft drink so much that you want to just destroy it and destroy its packaging?
A soft drink?
Yeah. Like hating it so much that you want to wipe it from, like, you got a bottle in front of you and you no longer want the bottle to even exist.
No.
Well, that's what a woman in North Carolina tried to do this week. She was cited on Monday after she was accused of shooting a gun at Mountain Dew bottles in a Gastonia, North Carolina neighborhood. Apparently, the reason behind it, Drew, is because she did not approve of her father drinking them. It's not anything that she didn't want to, she bought the drink and she didn't want to drink it, and she wanted to, do a mad science experiment. But
Mountain Dew.
But yeah, she's apparently a 64-year-old woman tried to
geez.
destroy the bottles of Mountain Dew with a revolver in her backyard.
Oh my
So
goodness,
not
she came out there, Rick Grimes, and it.
yeah, yeah, quite literally. It was multiple gunshots. She was apparently shooting at 4 Diet Mountain Dew bottles. I don't know if it's because it was a Diet Mountain Dew or if it was just because she didn't
Hey,
approve of her father drinking.
I got beef with diet drinks too. They're
That I was
disgusting.
about
I
to
mean,
say, I can understand now
they're
that we've
horrible.
got the diet in there. Um, she said that she told officers she was shooting at the bottles because she did not approve of her father drinking the soda. And the police department said, "We totally understand not everybody's a fan of the Dew, but we cannot stress enough how dangerous this is. You don't want to, dispose of your beverage by using it as a target practice in your backyard in a neighborhood surrounded by other homes and people," which just, kind of makes a lot of sense to me. So she was cited for discharging a firearm in the city limits. But can you imagine being just not wanting to drink or not wanting, you know, a family member to drink something, and you're like, the only way to get rid of this is to get out the 38 or
I
what?
don't know, man. That's pretty crazy for a soda.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Even
That's
if even
creepy.
the diet soda, I wouldn't do that. Just don't,
Yeah, no.
or just throw it away, or have a can drive and donate
People
it
definitely
there.
shoot bottles in cans, though. That's what they use for target practice at
Yeah,
people's
but
backyards.
so,
They're like,
so that's the thing though is
but doing it in the
fir-
public?
first, yeah, in a crowded neighborhood like subdivision, not all out on your own and outside of city limits on property or whatever. And the fact that they were full, Drew, they weren't empty. These are full
Oh yeah.
bottles. I mean, that's the difference between just having some target practice and having a grudge and being hostile towards the Dew. What did the Dew ever do to you?
The the do.
Do the Dew, man, and
Yeah,
the diet Dew at that. So
yeah.
I find that very interesting that she has this grudge, or she feels
Maybe
this
soda ruined her family, maybe her husband is so addicted to Mountain Dew that he would rather sit at home and drink his Mountain Dew and watch his shows than go watch his son play sports or go watch his daughter do the spelling bee or something like that. He's like, I would rather sit here in the comfort of my big chair and watch Thursday night football and watch the Cowboys lose and drink my diet Mountain Dew.
I mean, I
Oh,
guess there that was not given in the story, or any clarity on that, like
yeah.
why
Where's the context
the
here?
grudge exactly. We don't
You
we don't
never
know
know.
the context, but just because of how odd that that story was, it kind of struck my attention, and I'm like, I got to bring this up. We got to have a conversation about this. What? Let me ask you, if you're out in the country and you're outside
Ooh,
city limits, everything like that,
okay.
if you had to dispose, like you get a like what the like least favorite soda basically, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna blow you to smithereens. What soda would that be, Drew? If you had the
Oh,
ability to do that safely, and you didn't want to,
anything diet. I mean,
anything
just
diet,
line it
just
up. Line up a diet Dr. Pepper. Line up a
Diet
Diet
Coke,
Coke. Line
Diet
up a
Mountain
Coke
Dew.
Zero. Line up a Diet Mountain Dew.
So
I
you
don't
just
mind. I
nothing
don't
with the
mind
diet.
Sprite Zero. I don't mind
Oh,
Sprite Zero.
interesting. Okay.
It's actually good. Everything else, just line it up.
Wow.
Pew 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 pew. One duck
You're
in a row.
anything diet is a fair game besides Sprite Zero to Drew.
Gone.
Man, I don't know.
Pew.
You know what I would do, Drew?
What would you do?
Pepsi. I can't not stand Pepsi.
Really?
Pepsi, yeah, get rid of it.
Pep. That's how I feel about Coke, but I have to put it in my liquor, so I have to
Oh.
deal with it. But I'm not gonna go up to the bar and be like, "Can I get a Pepsi and Coke?"
Yeah, yeah, Jack
Like,
and
they're
Pepsi
gonna
or
be like,
whatever.
"What did you say?" Pepsi. We don't have that, sir.
we don't carry Pepsi.
Nobody drinks that.
I've never been a Pepsi guy.
Yeah.
It's Dr Pepper, Coke, Pepsi.
Coke is just bad.
It's not
good.
if I had to, I could deal with it. I
If
prefer, like
if I
when they get the Coke with the flavors like vanilla or cherry or whatever.
I wish there was a more consistent soda that mixed with liquors the Brown Lakers, like the Jacks and the
Hmm.
Crowns. This is a family show.
No, that's why I was
But
about to say. Today's like National American Beer Day or something like that. I was like, yeah, I probably
oh
shouldn't bring that up, but
no, you never know. It could be what's on Drew's mind.
it could be. It could
Never know.
be. But you know what's on my mind, Drew?
What's that?
We got some action coming up tonight across the NBA. A couple of really good looking games over
Mavs
on
play
NBA
tonight?
TV. They do. They're in Brooklyn to take on the Nets. And then
Oh,
you got Miami taking on the Golden State Warriors in San Francisco. That's gonna be interesting. But a couple other games that I might put some money down on, Drew.
okay. I'm not, but
You're not?
I am an NBA fan, PJ. And
Uh-huh.
you did mention it, and we've said it the past week or so that basketball is back. So
Yeah.
to tip off the NBA season with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, you can make those bets. New customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins.
Yeah, not only that, Drew, but check this out. In addition to the usual bets that you can place on DraftKings, everyone can boost their winnings up to 100% with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. Here's what you do: get your phone, get your computer out, go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app if you're on the phone, or go to DraftKings Sportsbook on your computer. You opt in, you place a stepped up same game parlay today. So, you want to take those Mavericks, they're favored by 3 points all on the road in Brooklyn. You want to take them money line to win that game. Plus, you think, the Grizzlies are going to move to 4-1 on the road in Sacramento. Well, with payouts bigger than ever, DraftKings is the place to go. You just place a stepped up same game parlay today. And if you're listening tomorrow on Friday, as we're recording live on a Thursday, maybe you want to talk about some of those matchups like Battle of the games that'll be catching our eye. They're the Pelicans and the Suns. You want to throw that, we'll throw some money behind the Pelicans perhaps. That's what you do. You just go to DraftKings, you place a stepped up same game parlay today, get yourself some money if your team wins.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TBPN. Make any $5 bet this week and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code TBPN.
Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, Drew, we got some big news from Athletes Unlimited that we're going to get into in just a sec. But before we do, Drew, what's on your mind?
Lot as always, BJ, but what's on my mind specifically this week is not what I was trying to pretend to allude to earlier, the National whatever day, I don't remember. But this
American beer or something like that.
American Beer Day. But instead, it is House of the Dragon.
Oh boy.
The season finale of season 1 was on Sunday, and my heart is broken.
Ooh.
But it is also full. It is full because the season 1 was great. It is broken because we don't get another season for at least a year and a half.
Man.
And that's just how it goes with Game of Thrones. And they're
Yeah.
going to start filming the new season at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And it was greenlit, weeks ago, like 2 months ago, to go for a second season. It was expected anyway. So, but it's over now. Season 1 is over. The memes were fantastic. I love all the new fans that were participating as it was going on, because as Game of Thrones was going for the first 6 seasons, I wasn't watching it in real time because it started in like 2010, 2011, something like that. And it had been going on we were in high school and through our college years, BJ, and I didn't even know about it until 2016. So I just binged and then waited until season 7 came out. Watched it every week like everybody else. Season 8 watched every week like everybody else and got disappointed in season 8. But getting to watch House of the Dragon from the start, so it's a good start experience for me. It was a little slow. People have their bones about the the time jumps, and if you haven't seen House of the Dragon, and you care about the spoilers and you plan to watch it, I won't give too many, but maybe spoilers enter the chat here. BJ, you've got to watch this. I'm trying to. You just keep putting it off and not watching it, even though you would probably enjoy these shows. But it's okay, because I'm not gonna try and convince you anymore. If you don't want to watch it, it's fine. But I want to talk about House of the Dragon just briefly,
Okay.
in the fact that things are about to turn up in the second season.
Mm.
Um, just some quotes from the show.
All right.
Dragons are not horses to be ridden by any man who throws a saddle on their back. And then this one is back to Game of Thrones, but it's in reference to what's about to happen via House of the Dragon. Is a dragon is not a slave. And that's it. So on my mind this week was House of the Dragon. Just gonna miss the show, watching it every Sunday. My House of the Dragon cup, my Targaryen cup, is gonna have to just sit on the side for a year and a half until the show comes back, and I get to drink out of it for 10 more Sundays again.
Well,
And
I
then,
mean, don't you're doing like all kinds of rewatches every week? It seems like for Game of Thrones. Are you gonna start doing a
shots
House of
fired.
Dragon? You gonna start doing a House of Dragon rewatch and just kind of keep up the tradition every Sunday night? You rinse out the cup and see if you spot something new this time on the second watch of the episode.
Hey, I'm not gonna rewatch it that much, but I am
Okay.
gonna rewatch it before the new season comes back. So
As you should, yes.
I'm gonna give it some time. Again, I'm gonna let it breathe for a little bit, forget some things about it that and then just remember that on my second watch through, I always catch a lot of things.
Hmm.
So some things that I miss because there's just so much information in this. Not near as much for me this time because I'm kind of pre-prepped, but still, second rewatch, I'll catch some things. But yes, I will rewatch it before the other show comes out.
Yeah,
But that
I figured.
is what's on Drew's mind.
All right, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. House of the Dragon. I've heard some people say that season one was kind of disappointment. I don't know if that's something that you felt.
Well, with the House of the Dragon, like I said, it started off kind of slow for some people,
Mm,
and then it started time jumping.
okay.
Like a good bit. 5 years, 10 years at a period or whatever. Just
Okay.
big jumps, and people weren't ready for them because they were, we had certain characters to start off the beginning of the season for like I don't know about 5 episodes or so, and then the jumps happen. Or like after that one, season 6 starts. It's about I think it was a 5 year jump, and then 6 to 7, it's a 10 year jump.
Okay.
So I think that's where people were rubbed wrong, and someone I don't know, just some scenes people weren't ready for. New fans, they're not used to the incest that's within Game of Thrones. So I
Oh
mean, like
man. Wow.
Rhaenyra and Daemon, niece and uncle.
Oh. Okay.
You
All
know,
right. All right.
in the show.
All
So
right. That's
there were
enough.
some things that people weren't used to, and just like that's and us that have been watching the show are just like, what? I mean, this is we had 8
That's
seasons of
normal,
this weird stuff.
man.
So some of those things people just some just weren't ready for, but
Okay.
yeah, I thought it was pretty good overall. I mean, would do I think they should have started off a little harder? Yes, but in hindsight, when Game of Thrones started years ago, I mean, it didn't have the best season one.
Well,
But
and
still,
that's with everything. I mean, you look at Breaking Bad. It takes time to build up to what you're ultimately going to build up to.
yeah.
I would say
But
that.
the episodes that were good, like really good, were really good. Like some moving stuff, like and
Gotcha.
like some stuff that like literally makes you cringe. Like some things that make you like uneasy as you watch them. Like some uncomfortable things. I don't want to spill it to spoil it, but there's just some things that really like tweak on your emotions. In good and bad ways, and like emotional
Gotcha.
ways that you didn't expect. Uncomfortable ways you hadn't experienced yet, or whatever. Just a lot of things that you feel within that final stretch of the 4 episodes, 7, 8, 9, 10, for sure. And there might be one early that's kind of heavy, but you know uh, That's what the main gripe was, getting attached to those, those characters in like 4 or 5 episodes and then switching to some others. It was a recasting, and
Okay.
people were like, man, we just started to like them, and now y'all done aged them 5 years and then 10 years.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's understandable. It's understandable. All right. Good stuff on Drew's mind this week.
yeah.
Let's talk about some Athletes Unlimited. It was announced on Tuesday, I believe, Drew, that AU Hoops Season 2 will be in Dallas, in the Big D. They hosted Season 1 over in Las Vegas. And so they're moving to Big D for Season 2. That'll take place between February the 22nd and March the 26th of next year. So 2023, couple months away, maybe 5 or 6 months away or so. And they're also going to be broadcasting about 1/6. So 5 of the 30 games will be on the CBS Sports Network, where that was where you and I saw a couple games back in the spring of this year when we were back in Season 2 of the show. So a new partnership has been announced with Air National Guard, supporting the second season as an official partner. 31 players have already signed, Drew, including 15 WNBA players, 21 players returning from last season for Season 2. Yep. And we got some roster. We'll talk about them in a second, but going to be played. I thought maybe it might be over in the AAC. Apparently, no, that is not going to be the case. It is going to be over at the Fair Park Coliseum.
That's where they played AU volleyball at this year.
Okay.
BJ, I got to check out one of those games.
Awesome.
So that's where basketball is going to be played, as the Texas State Fair just ended on Sunday as they packed that up. So more than likely, depending on how they do the space, especially now that we're hosting AU there, they might make it a little more spacey, but there's a lot of fair stuff. More than anybody who walks into the Fair Park gym will see all the fair stuff, sitting on the side and, packed up and ready for the next year.
Yeah. Well, I think that it'll have moved by then because they're.
Well, it was there when I was there for AU volleyball. So
interesting. And when was that again?
It was about this. Oh goodness. April. I think something.
Okay. So it was after basketball season then, basically. Yeah. Okay. Maybe they had started to bring some stuff back. Maybe it won't be there for basketball season, but they brought it back. I don't know.
They'll definitely need the space. So, but yeah.
So you want to talk about the roster now, or did you? Yeah. Just how big of a move is this for Dallas that they're going to host this?
It's big time. I think that, something that was so successful in year one in AU and had so much popularity and, buzz is coming to Dallas, just as Dallas starts to get some buzz WNBA wise, first playoff game hosted, first playoff win, there was a little bit of buzz around the city. And then shout out to whoever made this happen, slapping it down, there's some buzz in Dallas right now. Let's keep it there. Let's bring AU there. Boom.
Yeah,
bam.
Absolutely.
And then, that's kind of, a good thing to do for the city of Dallas, just to kind of ignite things and get people more interested in women's hoops, when the eyes turn to the wings, now they get to turn to AU and then right back to the wings shortly after.
Yeah, especially because we've talked about, I don't know if we've talked on here before, but there's been a lot of controversy about like what to do with that Fair Park area. When the fair is not going on, there's not a whole lot of events that they host there, and the city of Dallas is kind of like, well, why should we continue to put money into it? Well, when you get events like this, hopefully people will come out. There will be more reason to try to keep that area restored and in good shape, because you can get more events. Maybe that will help revitalize the historic Cotton Bowl Stadium now, where it will host more events. It's had the Winter Classic back the first day of 2020. It had a Rolling Stones concert there late last year or earlier this year. I can't remember. I think it was a year ago. But so bringing in events like this, especially not just helping for more basketball appetite on the women's side here in the Metroplex, but hopefully giving the city of Dallas a reason to continue to prioritize having events and hosting things, especially when you've got the pavilion over there that has a lot of big marquee shows there that there's been some artists that have performed over at that pavilion. I think it's Dos Equis Pavilion that normally they'll be selling out like arenas or stadiums kind of deal, and they've been performing over there. So I'm hoping that this is another step in the right direction for that area and helping to prioritize it and give the residents something to go out and see. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, and BJ, there's some Texas natives coming to play in AU, and some stars at that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
3 of them champions in their own right. Alicia Gray from the Dallas Wings,
Yeah.
tagging in, I should say, for Isabel Harrison, who did this last year. She won't be returning,
Mm-hmm.
at least not as of right now. So Leash, gold medal Leash, is joining the fold from the Dallas Wings, who is a national championship with the Gamecocks in college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, Texas native Nalissa Smith
Mm-hmm.
coming in from Converse, Texas,
Yeah.
and native Sydney Colson, who just won a championship with the Las Vegas Aces, and I believe has a championship with Texas A&M
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
in women's basketball. And let's see, who else did I miss? There was another name in here.
You thinking of
Odyssey
Odyssey
Sims.
Yeah.
Odyssey Sims from Irving coming in here.
Yeah.
And actually, there was one more name. I don't recognize this one off the top. Jessica Custer, though, coming in
from San Antonio.
San Antonio out of Rice.
Yeah, I don't recognize her either, but those are some Texas names. But you missed a pretty big name that I spotted, and I'm surprised you didn't say. Not from the state of Texas, but from Pennsylvania, Natasha Cloud.
Oh, we're getting there. I just want to shout out the Texas natives.
Okay, all right.
But yeah,
I trust you.
Yeah, big time W players in here. Lexi Brown, Natasha Cloud. Names you recognize: Lazy
Kelsey
Clarendon,
Mitchell,
Kelsey Mitchell, Dejanay Carrington, Jordan Canada.
Yeah.
Taj Cole coming back from last year's AU.
Avina Westbrook, I think.
Nas Hillman.
Mm-hmm.
India Jones. Let's see who else was on here. Destiny Walker.
Yep. Yeah.
Courtney Williams, who was just playing in the WNBA Finals.
Yeah.
Former WNBA player Ty Young coming back for some more AU, and Avina Westbrook.
Yeah.
And Kelsey Mitchell's coming back.
Yeah. Lots of great names. Lots of big time talent.
So there's gonna be a lot of good play coming on in AU this year.
And it might even get some more. Obviously, this is just the roster to this point. There might be some more players that will be coming in as well.
Oh yeah, we still got some more that'll possibly come in here. But like looking at who came away at the top last year that is returning, Tasha Cloud finished second in the total points. Lexi Brown finished fourth. Odyssey Sims finished sixth. Dejanay Carrington seventh. And Courtney Williams ninth. Kelsey Mitchell 11th. Sydney Colson 12th. Destiny Walker 13th. Jessica Custer, the Texas native I mentioned, 14th. So she's up there right in the top 15. So she's going to be competing and getting a lot of points again, possibly this year. So and showing out in Texas, obviously. So we'll see how the others fare. But my money is on Alicia Gray to come away with this one. I think she'll get the first. I think Izzy was so close last year to getting a triple-double, just short of it. I think Leash could get one this year, and I think she'll just dominate. She's the best two-way player. She's the best player, probably. Arguably the best player in this. I mean, Josh Cloud here, Courtney Williams maybe put up a fight there, but best two-way player, probably. Well, I take that back. Natasha Cloud just got first team All WNBA defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, one of the best two-way players in AU.
Yeah.
Her and Natasha Cloud going to be fighting for the top spot.
It's going to be a fun season to watch.
Yeah, I'll be over there for sure, have a good old time. Hopefully, BJ can make his way out to some AU, and check out the
I'm
hoops
hopeful.
going on. And hopefully
Hopeful,
anybody
yeah.
in the area can as well that is within the Dallas vicinity.
Absolutely.
But big time. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. It's going to be in the midst of the new XFL season as well. So, I mean, as soon as you get done, whether it's early watching XFL or you got an XFL game after, you can still mix in some. You can have a full day of sports with basketball and football. Boom.
Is XFL, is it going to be on the same days? I thought that Athletes
I don't
Unlimited was
know.
going to be in the weekdays and XFL would be like the weekends.
Well, you can book your week then. How about
there
that?
you go.
I
All right.
couldn't. I didn't
Yeah.
remember. I don't know what days the XFL schedule was. So
I don't think they've announced it yet, but that'll be fun to watch. That'll be interesting.
for sure. And that
The Renegades are coming back.
that's it. Yeah, Renegades coming back. Renegades coming back. We'll see what they can do. We'll see what they can do. And
Awesome.
now, time for some with it, quit it.
Ooh,
I got
boy.
5 questions for Mr. BJ, and we'll see what he thinks about these.
Okie dokie. Here we go.
Here we go indeed. Number 1. Do you, Mr. BJ Laudermilk, are a night owl and not a morning person? With it or quit it?
That's a pretty big with it. That's a Texas-sized with it there, Drew.
That's a king size with it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think you've known me pretty well that I'm more of a night owl than an early riser. We were just talking earlier the episode that I used to do the late night shifts and the overnight shifts, and it was never. I mean, it would mess up kind of the timing of the day. When I had to do those, but it wasn't too big of a sweat for me. I would, most of the time people leave me alone because nobody's up to bother you at that time of night. And so you can pretty much get your work done and nobody's there to distract you or, come in and tell you, hey, I need you to do this or whatever, because nobody's there. It's just you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Number 2. Body odor is worse than bad breath. With it or quit it?
Yeah, I'm with it. I think, depending upon like how close you can be, normally you're not, especially in this day and age now, people are not standing close enough that, unless you've got very just potent bad breath for whatever reason, people aren't standing as close to find out as if you are reeking of BO. That's pretty much that doesn't necessarily, you don't have to be close to smell that. That can ruin a whole entire, room or an area. It's it's disgusting. There's only so much that you can do with laundry to try to mask that. So, put deodorant on, take a shower, don't have BO.
Good call. Listen to BJ. Number 3. Oh goodness, messed that up.
Oh.
Anthony Simons of the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Will give Mr. Tyrese Maxey a run for his money for most improved player this season in the NBA. With it or quit it?
Yeah, I'm with it, Drew. I mean, you talked about, I don't think we actually talked about what he's contributed to this team, but a big reason why Portland is at 4-1 this point. Dame Lillard obviously comes in as their leading scorer, but you look at what Simons is contributing, almost 19 points a game. He's, contributing a couple of assists and a couple of rebounds, but, he's emerged really, Drew, as that second scoring option for the Trailblazers. Now that McCollum's gone and they traded him last season to the Pelicans, you look at his stats from last year versus, from this year already, and he's, he's getting more minutes than he's ever had in his career to this point. He's shooting, better 3-point percentage, or actually not better 3-point percentage, but I think he's shooting about more 3-pointers a game than he has been. And his numbers are looking the part. He's averaging the most points he's ever averaged. Obviously, it's still early, but if he continues his pace and continues to go and play at this level the rest of the way, he's in contention for most improved player for sure.
There you go. And all right, I will say this after number 4.
Okay.
Number 4. Another player will get a triple-double in Athletes Unlimited basketball, or hoops, I should say, in 2023 this year. With it or quit it?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I think it's certainly possible though. I think we were talking about some of the candidates with Natasha Cloud, with Alicia. So
And
I'm gonna
before
go
you
ahead.
answer, sorry, I'll go ahead and help you here. And I was mistaken earlier. Natasha Cloud got a triple-double last
Mhm.
year. Izzy was short of hers, but
Yeah.
Tosh got one. She got, let's see, 32 points. Oh wait. Oh my goodness. Where is it at? 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. There we go.
So she just got there. Just got the numbers needed.
Yep.
I think she could do it again. I think she could. I do
Right, so
believe,
he's
and
with it.
yeah, I'm with it. And Alicia could come close as well. You said Izzy was really close as well to last season to getting one. I think it's very possible that we'll see another.
All right.
I'm not going to bank on more than one, but we're seeing one.
Right. That's what I don't want to be. I don't want to be too greedy.
Don't want to be too aggressive. Don't want to
Right.
be too greedy. Yeah.
All right. Disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen listening, BJ is currently 4 for 4 on With It. And With It or Quit It right now. We got one left.
It's never happened before, has it?
It has not.
Wow. There's a lot of pressure on me then.
We'll see if we can get it here.
Sweating now.
Number 5. The Phillies. You have got the Phillies to take down the Astros in the World Series this year. With it or quit it?
Man, you're about to put me on the spot and make me public enemy number 1 if I go with it here, in at least in Houston. That's okay. I don't go to Houston. I'm with it. Let's go Phillies. Let's go Phillies. This Phillies team has seemed like a team of destiny this year. There's so many comparisons with this team and the 2019 Nationals that upset the Astros in the World Series. They've got a very talented roster that is playing lights out. They've been challenged. They've gone through some of the best teams in the league to get to this point. And I don't think they're intimidated by the Astros. The Astros, they lost to the Braves last year. They lost to the Nationals a couple years before that. I think the NL East is going to have 3 different champions in a span of 4 years. I've got the Phillies winning in 7 games.
Let's go. And we've got our first 5 for 5 on With It from BJ on With It or Quit It.
Who would have thought it would take this long?
It took 2 full seasons and 10 episodes into a third one to get here. But we got here.
Man, we got it.
Him. I got him.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I was ready for this one.
Wow. Man, it
was time.
You were supposed to bring out the confetti or something. Where's the confetti cannons pointing at me?
All right, there you go. There's some sounds on here to give. You got confetti. No, there's nothing cool on here. Dance pop. No, we're not using.
Oh man.
Well, we got it, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow,
Let's go.
We got it.
History has been made. I told y'all history was going to be made on With It on the show today.
He felt pretty confident. He did.
Yeah.
I was surprised that we got this one.
We got it done.
You know what else what else we can get, Drew? We can go get us some merch. Both of us are wearing Lowdown merch. You're wearing the long sleeve shirt. I'm going with the short sleeve just because.
Got the crew neck.
Yeah, you got the crew neck.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it. It's still warm enough outside that I got to wear the short sleeve shirts. It hadn't gotten to the point where I am going to need the crew neck or the long sleeve shirt, but it's getting there. And you better go ahead.
Wind's going to be blowing tonight.
Yeah, you better get yourself some of the long sleeve Lowdown merch. Get ready for the cold winter months, and go check out the link in the bio to get us some Lowdown merch. Get yourself some Lowdown merch, I should say. Don't want a shirt? Don't want a shirt? You can get this nice little pillow.
Get you a pillow. Those bad boys are soft. You could sleep on those. Take a little nap. That's an airplane pillow. Definitely an airport pillow for sure.
More comfortable than an airplane pillow. I'll say that.
Yeah, it'll save your life. It'll save your life. Man, we're doing you favors all the time, as much as we can. And if you also want to double up, get you some Fanatics too, ain't that right, BJ?
That's certainly
Fanatics
right,
merch.
Drew. Certainly right. And it looks like we've got a deal going on right now, 48 hours only. I'm not sure how much time is left to get
Ooh,
yourself some
time is
merch, but
ticking.
time is ticking. You can get up to 65% off site wide on Fanatics right now. You want to get yourself some Astros American League Championship gear,
Don't do that. Don't
maybe
do
the
that.
Phillies National League
There
Championship
you go.
Series gear.
That's better than
They're
Astros.
both available on Fanatics, up to
Make
65%
the
off
right
right
choice,
now.
people. Just go buy Rangers gear.
Absolutely. There you go. And
New
so
manager.
up to 65% off right now if you use code TRICK. I'm wondering if that's the
Trick.
code for
This is not a trick.
no, it's not a trick.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if you go use the site code TRICK, at least through tomorrow, Friday, maybe even over the weekend, there will be a treat for you. There will
Oh,
be a
trick
code
as in
TRICK
trick or treat, not
treat.
like you're trying to
Yes.
trick customers.
And indeed,
Got
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
Indeed. Okay.
For Halloween coming up on Monday. So get you some Fanatics gear. Rock with the Lowdown over on T Public. Just check us out. Get some merch. Get yourself situated when the cold winter months ahead.
And if you're ever wearing any Lowdown merch, send us the picture of you in your gear. I know some of you out there have told us you're going to get it and you've got it. We know our guy Cam has got some merch. If y'all
Yeah.
got pictures of yourselves and your Lowdown merch, or if it just came in, send it to us and we'll definitely post it live on the
Yeah.
show here and
On
show off
social
all
media
our
too.
listeners. Yeah, and while you're at it, showing us the love, if you haven't already, check out on Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating and review. Let us know how we're doing on the show and ways we can be better.
Absolutely.
So, without further ado, that's the end of this episode, ladies and gentlemen. 10 episodes in to season 3. Before you click away, make sure you go follow us on all these places right here: TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, at @the_lowdown. That's THA_lowdown on all those platforms that I just said.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. All those platforms. Go
All
give us
of
a
them.
follow. And we're going to see you guys